Imagine your morning, you grab coffee, you check your phone, you walk to work. Seems normal, right? It's a routine many of us follow without a second thought. But what if I told you that this seemingly mundane routine is leaving behind an invisible footprint? One that you might not even be aware of. Every Wi-Fi network you pass is tracking you. It's not science fiction, it's a reality we live in today. These networks are constantly pinging your devices, creating a digital map of your movements. This technology is known as Wi-Fi Positioning Systems, or WPS. It's designed to provide location-based services, but it comes with a hidden cost, and it's a privacy nightmare waiting to happen. Imagine every step you take, every place you visit, being logged and stored. This data can reveal a lot about you, your habits, your routines, even your personal preferences. We're talking billions of devices, from phones to laptops, quietly reporting their location every day. This isn't just about your phone, it's about every connected device you own. This data is a goldmine for anyone who knows how to access it. Hackers, marketers, even governments can tap into this treasure trove of information, and trust me, it's easier than you think. With the right tools, anyone can intercept this data and use it for their own purposes. Today, we're diving deep into the world of WPS. We'll explore how this technology works, how it's being exploited, and what you can do to protect yourself. We'll expose the mechanisms behind WPS, the vulnerabilities it introduces, and the steps you can take to safeguard your privacy. From simple settings changes to more advanced security measures, we've got you covered. Spoiler alert, it's not good. The more you know, the better prepared you'll be to navigate this digital landscape. But first, let's break down the basics. What exactly is Wi-Fi Positioning System, and how did it become such a pervasive part of our lives? Stay tuned as we unravel the complexities of this invisible footprint. Think of WPS as a giant game of Marco Polo. But instead of yelling, your phone is silently pinging Wi-Fi networks. Here's how it works. 1. Your device scans for nearby Wi-Fi, even if you're not connected. 2. It records the network name and a unique identifier called a MAC address. 3. This information, along with your GPS location, is sent to companies like Apple and Google. Now, let's say you're using an app that needs your location. Instead of relying solely on GPS, which can be slow and battery draining, the app pings these databases. Voila, your location is revealed based on the Wi-Fi networks around you. Sounds convenient, right? Well, here's where things get scary. Remember that MAC address we talked about? Think of it like your device's fingerprint in the digital world. It's a unique code assigned to every Wi-Fi enabled device. This code is supposed to be for communication within your local network. But with WPS, it becomes a beacon, broadcasting your location to the world. And here's the kicker, MAC addresses are relatively easy to find. Manufacturers often use predictable patterns. Hackers can exploit this to generate lists of valid MAC addresses and track devices globally. In short, WPS turns a simple convenience into a surveillance tool. So how does this play out in the real world? Let's dive into a scenario that might seem all too familiar. Let's imagine a hacker, laptop in hand, sipping a latte. They blend in perfectly with the crowd, just another face in the sea of digital nomads. They don't need to be a tech genius. In fact, the tools they use are readily available online, often for free or at a minimal cost. They just need access to a WPS database, which is surprisingly easy to get. These databases are often poorly secured, making them a goldmine for anyone with malicious intent. Using those predictable MAC address patterns, they can systematically query the database. It's like having a master key to a digital city. Each query returns not just the location of one Wi-Fi network, but hundreds nearby. Imagine the power this gives them. Suddenly, they're not just looking for a needle in a haystack, they're holding the entire haystack, with every piece of hay representing a potential target. They're holding the entire haystack, and every piece of hay is a person, a business, a potential target. This isn't theoretical, it's happening right now. And every piece of hay is a person, a business, a potential target. This isn't theoretical. Researchers have already used this technique to map billions of Wi-Fi networks worldwide. Researchers have already used this technique to map billions of Wi-Fi networks worldwide. Your home, your office, your favorite coffee shop, they're all on the map. Your home, your office, your favorite coffee shop, they're all on the map. This isn't just about convenience anymore, it's about surveillance. The lines between the two are becoming increasingly blurred. As we embrace the convenience of constant connectivity, we must also be aware of the risks. The very networks that make our lives easier are also making us more vulnerable. It's a double-edged sword. On one hand, we have the world at our fingertips. On the other, we're opening ourselves up to unprecedented levels of surveillance. So, the next time you connect to a public Wi-Fi network, think about the invisible eyes that might be watching. It's a new world, and we need to navigate it with caution. From convenience to surveillance, the journey is short but fraught with implications. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay safe. Section 5. Case Study 1. Ukraine and Gaza. Conflict zones exposed. Let's talk about Ukraine. Researchers tracked Wi-Fi devices moving into conflict zones. They could pinpoint Starlink routers, crucial for communication, potentially putting military operations at risk. In Gaza, the aftermath of conflict was visible in WPS data. As power outages hit, Wi-Fi networks vanished, painting a grim picture of destruction. Imagine attackers using this information to target vulnerable areas. This isn't about convenience anymore, it's about life and death. Section 6. Case Study 2, Maui wildfires, disaster as a data point. Remember the Maui wildfires? As homes and businesses burned, researchers watched Wi-Fi networks disappear from databases in real time, a digital echo of devastation. Now imagine attackers using this technology during a disaster. They could identify areas where people are trapped, where aid is needed, and exploit that information. It's a chilling thought. The point is, any event that disrupts Wi-Fi networks leaves a digital trail, and that trail can be exploited. Section 7, Case Study 3, Targeted Tracking. A chilling reality. Think only criminals should be worried? Think again. Journalists, activists, even everyday people using travel routers are at risk. Researchers track these portable routers across borders. Imagine fleeing a conflict only to be followed by an invisible digital shadow. It's a terrifying thought. This technology gives anyone with the know-how the power to stalk, harass, or silence others. And that's a problem. Section 8, Mitigation Strategies, a shared responsibility. In today's interconnected world, the responsibility of safeguarding our digital lives is not just on one entity, but a collective effort. So what can we do about it? The challenges we face are multifaceted, and so must be our solutions. The answer lies with tech companies, manufacturers, and yes, even us. Each of these groups has a crucial role to play in ensuring our digital safety. Tech companies like Apple and Google need to step up. They are at the forefront of innovation and have the resources to implement robust security measures, implement authentication for database access. This means ensuring that only authorized individuals can access sensitive information, reducing the risk of data breaches. Stop including unnecessary location data in responses. By minimizing the amount of data collected and shared, we can protect user privacy more effectively. Make privacy a priority, not an afterthought. Privacy should be built into the design of products and services from the very beginning. Manufacturers need to do their part too. They must ensure that the hardware they produce is secure and resistant to tampering. Randomize MAC addresses on routers. This simple step can make it much harder for malicious actors to track and exploit devices. Educate users about the risks. Knowledge is power, and by informing users about potential threats, we empower them to take proactive steps to protect themselves. We need security by design, not by accident. And what about us? As individuals, we have a responsibility to be vigilant and proactive in our digital lives. We can't rely on others to fix this. Each of us must take steps to secure our own devices and data. Be mindful of the devices you use. Consider using a VPN. A virtual private network can help protect your online activities from prying eyes. Stay informed about privacy risks. The digital landscape is constantly evolving, and staying up to date with the latest threats and best practices is crucial. This isn't about living off the grid, it's about making informed choices and taking control of our digital presence. It's about taking back control of our digital lives. By working together and taking individual responsibility, we can create a safer, more secure digital world for everyone. Section 9, Conclusion, a call for privacy reform. We live in a world where convenience often trumps privacy, but we don't have to accept it. We can demand better from the companies that collect our data. We can educate ourselves and others about the risks. WPS is just one example of how technology can be used for good or for evil. The choice is ours. Let's make sure we're making the right one, because in the end, privacy isn't about hiding something. It's about protecting something, our freedom, our security, our right to exist in the world without being watched. Thank you.